and welcome as we let this live start to synchronize. And what we're doing today is we're going to be working with the Ultimate Bargue Drawing Collection. It's a 2-in-1 course and grade book combined. So this is actually a pretty famous book or course for drawing. And I don't know if this is like the official edition, but essentially it's a collection of drawings with which to essentially study. And it was made by a couple people, Charles Bargue. Let's see, Charles Bargue. They didn't even put his name on here. Let's see, the Ultimate Bargue Collection. So let's see, complete Bargue. But anyway, just gonna go through these and ultimately just do it with oil pastels. So what's up, Jay? How you doing? So this was originally done with like pencils and stuff, but we're gonna go ahead and do it with oil pastel. And just keeping the book open, it's gonna be a little bit of a challenge, but we'll figure that out in a moment. So how's everyone doing? How are you, Jay? Are you doing okay today? Hope you're doing fantastic, sir, or ma'am, or whatever. Now, here we go. Gonna grab some of my old pastels and get them ready here. So I got the Sennelier. I've got a set of Cray-Pas Expressionist pastels. You're the only one here again. Yeah, I guess so. I guess I changed it up to do widescreen, so we'll see how this goes. I'm curious to see how people react, because I think what happens is they decrease the number of people you can possibly reach when you have the widescreen as opposed to the narrow screen. So let's see how this goes. But welcome, Jay. One thing I don't like about this version is that the chats disappear. Oh, here we go. All right, so my weekend was pretty solid. I don't remember really what I did. Pretty much chill, watch a lot of Succession. It's a TV show. I don't know if you're a fan of Succession, but I would highly recommend it. It's a good show. Yeah, thank you. So this was just an experimental piece that I was working on. Just something fun for play, you know? But right now, getting some of our oil pastels ready, and we're gonna be knocking this out. I need a couple more supplies, so I'll be right back, Jay. But feel free to say what's up or share a message, and we'll be back in a moment. So, I am back. Let me see. They really should allow you to figure out how to keep your messages on the screen. Okay. Basically learning nothing. That is actually kind of hilarious. But still just learning nothing, and you actually started. Oh, alright. Well, hey, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. Good to have you here, my friend. My young friend. All right, so let's go ahead and get started, shall we? We've got a handful of colors here. Feel free to tune in, tune out whenever you like. No pressure. But I totally get, when you gotta sleep, you gotta sleep, So we're gonna just do all sorts of a variety of colors here. But we're gonna start with a black up here. And we're gonna go with a light arrow. So let's go. Oh, the importance of making a straight line. See, this is why I would have a lot of trouble with 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 doing things very precisely, because I don't draw with the straight, can't draw straight lines. But let me go right there. So actually this resource is technically, you're supposed to get very, very like precise with it. Like the whole purpose of it is to study it and be as close to perfect as possible, which is not what I'm going for. Fortunately, we live in a different time, different generation of art, and I can get away with not going for ultra perfection. But what I am aiming for is knowing how to see, knowing how to interpret some of these things, these shapes, these designs, and the overall look of the face and stuff. So that's where I'm looking at. That's where I'm at right now. And I think oil pastels can be very difficult to work with for this, because they're so thick, and it's very easy to be prone to mistake and whatnot. That's okay. So we're gonna work this with oil pastel. And I'm already way off on the first one, but that's all right. We're gonna keep it going. And I think the importance is knowing how to just getting it close enough. All right, but take care. I'll see you around next time, Jay. You be great. Keep doing big things, my friend. All right, so let's actually color some of this in. We're gonna mess with a variety of these colors and go for I think it's actually a little too early to be messing with colors, but that's okay. Let's just see where our hands decide to take us. What does our hand wish to do? We'll find out. So let's go with some green eyes here. And just pushing this with oil pastels. And here we go. So we're gonna go like so. All right, that's eye number one. We're gonna turn this into like a collage, like a sort of collage. So let's go like this. We're gonna switch it up and just constantly transform this in different ways. So we're gonna go down. We're gonna go up. So that's about one, two, like four lengths of that. So, oops. So one, two, three, four. And we're gonna go. And I think this is great because you can really start to see um, differences as far as like what you're doing and what the the program is doing. By program, I mean the Charles Bargue drawing course. I can already see things that are not exactly, but that's okay because we fortunately live in a modern art time when this style has actually gone out of date. I mean, you know, it's a classic drawing style that has influenced a lot of art, and you know, it'll always hypothetically be around, but it may not be as necessary as it once was. Is what I'm looking to get at here. So we're gonna go like so. Gonna go a little bit bigger there. It's funny, in this book it says something around the lines of that commercial artists shouldn't like try to go beyond what they're actually capable of. Kind of like don't be don't be influenced to try to like push your creative boundaries, which I found interesting. But this is like an old school way of thinking as far as this book goes and what it teaches. So let's go with some orange eyes here. Alexa, how much time is left on the timer?
You have 1 minute and 30 seconds left on the 15-minute timer.
Let's go with light blues around the edges. So we're gonna say the light's coming from like right here. So we're gonna go light blue around the top parts. And let's see, where else might be blue? Like right around here. And let's go with blue just internally. So a little bit of a darker blue as we get around. So ultimately just going through this course except with oil pastels, which hopefully we'll come up with something different, you know? Alexa, off. go with another one. So we're going to do a straight line down, and we're going to do a line across. Let's say we go like so. And we're going to go up. And that ends up being maybe half or a quarter, so that's about right. And then we're going to go and touch the line. And then let's see, this piece comes down to the end of the eye right there. A little beyond, but that's okay. So we're going to go just beyond. And this eye feels a little big, but let's see what happens when we actually, you know, put it to the test and start to color things in, paint things in, draw things in. Yeah, the eye definitely feels a bit big, but that's what happens when you work with oil pastel and don't sketch out everything. And from here, the edge of this, we're gonna go like so. We're gonna come around and bring this to the eye. I think it's so interesting how how you're like, I'm like picking up all these interesting designs from this book. And you know what I noticed was a lot of these drawings that are in here were actually exactly the studies that Vincent van Gogh did. So the eye definitely feels a bit too big, so made it a little smaller there. Let's go with some blue eyes. We're just gonna go blue with these eyes. And we'll go around the body here. And let's make this area quite dark. We're going to use the darker portion of this. And now let's go with some what do we call this color? This is a brown. It looks like a red. Huh? Doesn't that look like a red? So let's go with the red here. I think the brown and green will be okay. So let's go like this. We're just gonna go around the eye. Just fill in this color. I actually like this one the most. And I think that's because I used the black. Kind of has like this look to it. It has a look to it that's kind of neat. Now on to the next one. I guess you draw the eye from every single possible angle there is the whole point of this. So let's draw a line, and we're gonna go line needs to be a little smaller, but that's okay. And then it needs to be longer than it is. So from the top, what I'm constantly looking for is just proportion, matching the different parts of the eye to make sure that I get about the right shape or the similar lengths. Thinking in proportion rather than exact match. So here we go. And bring this up to the front. Bring this forward and then down a little bit. And then let's see, so 1, 2, 3. Let's go with some black eyes this time. We'll mix a variety of colors into our space here. So let's start with some green. I want to get something interesting here, like an interesting design. So let's start with some green around this edge, around the inside. And we're going to take our blue and then come around to the outer parts. And we'll bring out some yellow here just to tie this all together. This will definitely help to blend some of the spaces here. I think I might keep working with this black. Maybe we should sketch as many as we can first and then go into the actual design itself, or the coloring, I should say. And we'll go like this. And this eye. So I have a lot to do to update this. But maybe I won't sketch out the lines as deeply, and we'll just go ahead and work with what we got here. Let's go back to this color palette here that we had. And we want to keep it pretty yellow. Yellow and green. That's what we're going for. Let's push a little bit of our pink. So go with some pinks here. And I'm just now finding out that some of the studies that I did from Vincent van Gogh were actually from this gentleman, Charles Bargue. Bargue. I'm guessing it's a French, there should be a French pronunciation, Charles Bargue. Bargue. Or something like that. But anyway, let's go with some green eyes again. I like the green. I'm going to go green eyes. Might be a little too dark, so we're going to go with lighten it with some yellow. Push some colors around here. Use our hard oil pastel to do the dirty work. Let's see what we could do. We could use some softer pastels and lighten up the area around the eye. Give it some character. And these pastels can make anything pop. All right, on to the next one. On to the next eye. We'll go straight across. And we're going to go, let's see. Let's go angle, angle. Just gonna go a little bit past. And here we go. So where this comes down, we're going to bring this down just a little bit. Let's go like this. We're gonna go bring the eye inward at an angle. It might be a little too much of an angle, so we'll bring it down a little bit less. It's gonna be a fairly small eye that comes down right around here, so like so. I'm gonna bring it forward, bring forward a little bit of an eyelid, bring this down. And here we go. Let's mess with this. We're gonna focus on our yellows. So we're gonna go with some light yellows first, as if the light's coming from the front of the tip of the nose. So what we gotta do is let's take this and give it some light. And this will probably be underneath, so we're gonna go with a darker tune here. We'll darken that a bit using this off yellow here. So we're gonna come down right into here, going with an off yellow. Let's go with a darker orange there. We'll go just a little bit darker, or even more saturated of an orange. Give it some blue eyes. Let's fill it in with some yellow cheeks here. Why don't we? Let's do our next one. We're actually going to fill in the bottom here. We're going to go with the red. We're going to go with some red lines. So that needs to be 1, 2, 3.5 times this line. So 3 right around here. And here we go. So just before this line starts, we're gonna go right here. So just matching whatever I'm pretty much seeing here. Let's go with some of this eye right here. This eye needs to come right about this line. As if I was curving into this. Here we have it. There's a bottom one. Let's see, since we got this red line, what would look... Trying to find some good color here. Good old purple. Let's go with purple. Let's go purple eyes. And with these purple eyes, we're going to go green. We're going green with this red. And as we move further away from the actual eye itself, Let's see what we could do to make some of these other ones pop a bit more. Just by adding a little bit more character. So just finding some ways to make these pop a bit, since we're playing with these oil pastels. Might as well keep it going. Let's move on to our next one, actually. So, gotten up to that one, that one. That one's almost straight, so. One, two, almost about 4 times as long, so right there. 1, 2, yeah, there we go. About 4 times as long, and then come around and almost get the exact point. So go like this, one length, since mine's probably about the same size, so bring this almost straight down. There we go. Continuing on. Keep this like a nice thin layer. There we go. Now let's go here. It's just a little past, and then yeah, drawing really is just about finding the patterns and matching the different shapes and forms to all the different areas of a face, and keeping that shape. So here we go. Let's go with yellow eyes. Let's go with a variety of pinks and reds for this one. So we're going to do the light areas, which I'm guessing are going to be around the top, closer to the pink. Go with a hot pink in the center. And here we go. So we're going to keep going pink. I'm not spending too much time on deciding certain color areas right now, because I think soon enough we'll be working in those, be getting more specific about where we lay down certain colors, finding the maps and the pattern. But for now, just getting some oil pastel in, and let's throw in some red now. Maybe we'll throw in some red. Let's throw in some red around the eyes, huh? Let's do a few more eyes before we take a break here. Knock out a couple more. We'll do another with the black, with our black here. Let's see how this goes. And here we go. Way too big, but that's all right. We'll keep that. And then, so right around here, we're gonna have a big eye. I think my eye's gonna be way too big, the eyes. So we're just gonna go like so. And this is pretty cool. All right. So we're going to go with, let's use our Sennelier pastels. And we're going to solely use them to color this face. And let's go with, let's see. So this is, we can go darker in certain areas. So I want the darkest area to be at the top here. Or the lightest area to be at the top here. So we're just going to paint this in and get this nice and light. I think this part can be fairly light. I want this one to be a different shade. Let's go with another color. One of these. Give it one of these. I think we lost it a little bit, but get the idea. And for now, we're actually going to take a break. And this is part one of learning the Bargue, study Charles Bargue drawing technique with oil pastels. So we will be back in a bit and talk to you soon.